Folks, in my 2 decades walking these league sidelines, scouting from the very trenches, I've seen wild trades, blockbuster signings, and seismic shifts. But I can tell you right now, what's unfolding behind closed doors in Atlanta right this very second surpasses anything I've ever witnessed. Something so colossal, so unprecedented, it threatens to reshape the entire landscape of the NFL. And listen carefully, this isn't just idle speculation. I've got connections, sources close to the front office, whispers from the inner sanctum, and intel that you won't find anywhere else. But here's the kicker. There's a secret buried beneath all of this, something even the most plugged-in insiders are still trying to piece together. Stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal could change the game forever, and the saga is only just beginning. But before we get into the meat of this, I need you, if you're serious about knowing the truth, hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and activate that bell. Because what I'm about to lay out for you is not just news, it's a revelation. A scoop that sets apart the casual fans from the true believers, from those who understand that in this league, timing is everything, and secrets are guarded more fiercely than gold. Those who want to be truly inside, those who crave the truth before it hits the mainstream, this is your moment. Now get ready, because what I'm about to say will blow your mind. Something massive is happening in Atlanta, and Jadeveon Clowney, yes, the same juggernaut who just revitalized Dallas's pass rush, could be on the move, and the story behind his potential destination is even bigger than you think. Let me take you deep into the shadows of the NFL's most secretive negotiations. But first, let's talk about the Falcons, what they need, what they crave, and why everything is on the line right now. Because this isn't just about a player changing teams. No, this is about a franchise, an organization desperate to break a historic drought, and a veteran star whose arrival might be the missing piece. Trust me, what I'm about to unveil is not just a rumor. It's a blueprint of what could become the biggest NFL blockbuster of the offseason. So buckle up, because the truth is stranger, darker, and more electrifying than anything you've ever imagined. Starting with Atlanta's situation, what's the core of their problem? Why are they even considering a move like this? Well, look, since 2017, the Falcons have been caught in a downward spiral. A once-proud franchise with elite talent in Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, and a formidable defense, now they're stuck in mediocrity. An 8-9 finish in 2024, missing the playoffs again, and a roster that's talented but inconsistent. Their defense? It's been a sieve, especially up front. After trading away Grady Jarrett's longtime partner, it became glaringly obvious that their pass rush needs revitalization. They've got young talent like James Pierce Jr., who shows flashes, and Brandon Dorless, a disruptive presence inside. But the truth? They lack that game-changing edge rusher, someone who commands double teams, alters the way offenses attack, someone like Jadeveon Clowney, and that's the key. Now, go back in time. Clowney's career has been nothing short of legendary, despite the injuries and the tumult. Drafted first overall by Houston in 2014, he came into the league with sky-high expectations, and he delivered early. 3 Pro Bowls in his first 5 seasons, a reputation as a disruptive force against the run and pass. His incredible size, length, versatility, 6'5", roughly 265 pounds with a motor that's unmatched, made him a nightmare for even the best offensive linemen. But injuries and changing schemes slowed him down. Still, in 2025 with Dallas, he showed that he's far from finished. His 27 pressure plays, 8.5 sacks, and leadership in the trenches proved that he's still a dominant force. Here's what scouts and insiders are whispering. Clowney, now 32, is finally hitting his stride again. After a quiet 2024 with the Panthers, released as a salary cap casualty, he signed with Dallas, initially as a stopgap. But what he's done in Dallas, revitalizing that pass rush after Micah Parsons was traded midseason, has been nothing short of extraordinary. His pressure rate, his ability to set the edge against runs and contain quarterbacks on critical third downs, has turned heads across the league. And everyone knows, if he hits unrestricted free agency, teams will come knocking, and that list will include not just contenders, but franchises desperate for a veteran presence who can turn a losing streak into a winning machine. And this is where the internal whispers start to get wild. The Falcons. They're not just looking to fill a roster spot. They're eyeing a transformative piece, a veteran who can bring both grit and star power to a defense that's needed a shakeup for years. Why Clowney? Because he's a perfect fit scheme-wise under coach Kevin Stefanski's newly installed system. A defensive front built around versatile pass rushers, capable of collapsing the pocket from multiple angles, is exactly what Atlanta needs if they want to finally push their defense into the top 10. They've got the pieces, Terrell locking down one side, Pierce Jr. emerging as a future star, but they lack the proven veteran with both the talent and the leadership to elevate everyone around him. Clowney, with his uncanny ability to generate pressure and disruption, could be the catalyst. Now let's peel back the layers. Why is this trade happening now? Because Atlanta's new regime is desperate. They know that the window for rebuilding is closing fast, and the NFL's free agent market is in flux. Clowney is a free agent. Yes, but behind the scenes, I've heard that Atlanta executives see him as more than just a one-year rental. They're willing to make a bold move to secure him because the chips are down. Their owner, Arthur Blank, has always been a gambler at heart, willing to take risks if it means winning now. And the new head coach, Stefanski, a proven builder of tough, disciplined defenses, sees Clowney as the keystone to that rebuild. A guy who can anchor the line, energize the locker room, and help develop the young players into stars. But here's where it gets even more intriguing. Sources close to the negotiations reveal that the Falcons are discussing a trade package that involves draft picks, cash considerations, and possibly a veteran returning to Atlanta in exchange. I've heard whispers of a potential first-round pick or a high second-rounder, combined with a player swap that includes a younger defensive lineman or linebacker. And the cap. Atlanta's flexibility isn't just about what they have now, it's about what they're willing to sacrifice to make this happen. Clowney's market value, projected at about $6 million on a one-year deal, fits within their cap space, especially if they make some strategic cuts. Let's talk about the mechanics. How does this trade even work? Well, imagine this. Atlanta sends a mid-round pick, maybe a third or fourth, and a veteran contract or two to Dallas. Dallas, in return, gets a reliable presence on the edge, one who can help them contend in 2026 and beyond. The Cowboys, for their part, are motivated. They see Clowney not just as a stopgap, but as a key piece for their defense to rebuild momentum after a disappointing season. They're willing to take a small hit in cap space and future draft capital, knowing that Clowney's influence can turn the tide in their favor. On the flip side, the Falcons get a player who's proven he can impact games. Imagine him lining up beside Pierce Jr., collapsing pockets, forcing hurried throws, and creating chaos, all under a defense designed by Stefanski's scheme. It's not just about individual statistics. It's about what he brings in leadership, experience, and that undeniable edge, the kind of edge that turns a good defense into a dominant one. And remember Clowney's history of clutch plays. His ability to strip sacks, force fumbles, and shut down the run makes him worth every penny. Now let's evaluate the fit. Scheme-wise, Clowney is a perfect match for the Falcons' defense under Stefanski. His explosiveness off the edge complements their existing pass rushers, and his ability to set the edge is critical. He's the kind of veteran who can mentor younger players like Pierce Jr. and Walker, elevating the entire unit. Compare him to other free agent pass rushers. He doesn't need high-volume stats. His presence alone alters the offensive game plan. Opposing offenses will have to account for him on every snap, freeing up others to make plays. What about the risks? Well, at 33, durability is a concern. But does that matter if you get a year of elite production? Not really. Plus, Clowney's professionalism and leadership are beyond question. Worst-case scenario, he plays a significant role for a year, then transitions into a mentorship or rotational role. Best case, he becomes the cornerstone of Atlanta's pass rush, helping them finally turn the page. In summary, the trade makes sense for both sides. Dallas gets a veteran who revitalized their line with minimal investment, and Atlanta acquires a proven disruptor who can be the missing piece. The stars are aligning. This isn't just pie-in-the-sky speculation, it's a calculated move, fueled by strategic needs and mutual benefit. But here's what truly makes this story explosive. There's a secret ingredient, something I've heard whispers of, a hidden leverage point that could accelerate the deal or even blow it wide open. That's for the next phase, because what's coming next is even more shocking. As I analyze the film, what jumps out about Clowney's game? His ability to bend around the edge at high speed, his relentless pursuit, and his veteran instinct to diagnose plays before they develop. His pressure rate in 2025, 27 pressures in 12 games, is elite for a player of his age and role. His 8.5 sacks were among the top on Dallas's defense, and his forceful presence in the run game kept opponents honest. His quick burst, combined with his hand usage and strength, makes him a nightmare for offensive tackles. While not always the flashiest in stats, his influence is undeniable. He commands double teams, collapses pockets, and forces quarterbacks into hurried throws, an intangible value that numbers can't fully quantify. And here's the thing, scouts and NFL insiders are already calling him a game changer at this stage of his career. Why? Because his tape shows a player who, despite the wear and tear, still possesses that rare ability to turn the tide of a game with a single play. That's exactly what Atlanta needs, a difference-maker who can lift a defense from mediocrity to respectability and maybe, just maybe, propel them into the playoffs. Now I want you to consider the big picture. Why does this deal make sense now? Because the NFL's landscape is shifting. The Falcons have a new coaching staff hungry for success, and they're willing to make bold moves to accelerate their rebuild. The Cowboys, well, they're in a similar boat, retooling a defense that was historically bad last season. Clowney's a bridge, a veteran presence that can be a catalyst for both teams, and the timing couldn't be more perfect. But remember, behind all this, there's a secret. The real reason this trade is on the table isn't just about immediate needs or even cap space. It's about signaling a message to the league. Atlanta is serious about competing, and they're willing to gamble big. Dallas is betting on Clowney's renaissance, and both sides are aware that the stakes are higher than ever. It's a chess game, a high-stakes poker match, every move, every negotiation with a hidden agenda that's yet to fully surface. And you better believe when this deal finally breaks, it will reshape the entire NFL order. So what's my final verdict? I believe this trade is not just plausible, it's inevitable, and it's destined to be one of the defining stories of the 2026 offseason. Clowney's legacy, already etched in NFL history, could get a new chapter, one where he finally helps a franchise break free from years of frustration and ignites a new era of Falcons football. All of this hinges on that secret yet to be uncovered, the true reason behind the urgency, the deeper motives at play, the hidden forces driving this potential blockbuster. And here's the truth. The more I dig, the clearer it becomes. This isn't just about football. It's about legacy, pride, and the hunger for greatness. The Falcons want it, Clowney wants it, and the NFL's story is about to be rewritten. Stay tuned, because what's coming will be nothing short of epic. The clock is ticking, the rumors are heating up, and the game is far from over. The next few days could change everything. And when it does, you'll want to be right there, front row, knowing the truth that most will never see coming.